Hello, my friends. Let me share my screen so we can begin. Let's see. Zoom, share screen, our PowerPoint. All right, slideshow. Play from the start. Lesson 9. What are we learning and doing today? Today we will continue researching about birds and their beaks. Our learning targets. All right, get your bow and arrow ready. I can research information about different types of bird beaks using the text beaks. Awesome. So we're going to be using this text beaks. Like I said, we're going to be using this for like the next several days. So I attached this book video. Please rewatch it so that way you guys are up to date with what pages we're going to be reading about today. So shades of meaning charades. So I'm going to say one of these verbs and you guys are going to act it out. So if I were to say strike, what does strike mean? So if we actually take a look right next to it, it means to tap. But strike it has more of a meaning. It's better to use than just tap, because tap would just be like, hey guys, are you there? If you were to strike someone, you're like, kind of out of nowhere. My dog was like, oh my gosh, sorry, Wally, sorry. It's underneath my feet. All right, let's take a look at slice. What do you think slice would be? Right? What about chop? Same thing, right? Slice and chop have the same meaning, so they're synonyms. We've been talking about that word. Shades of meaning, it's our adjectives. So these are descriptive words. Well, they're more descriptive. So if I were to say slice rather than chop, it'd mean the same thing. What about snap and close? If you snap something shut, or if you close something shut, right? Show me how you snap or close something. What about seize and take? If I were just to take the paper, but if I were to seize the paper, it'd have more meaning, right? You'd be like, oh my gosh. What about dive and fall? Oh, I fell. What if you dove? So dive and fall. So if you take a look at these words, they're going to be synonyms. Both of these are going to be synonyms. All right, next learning target. I can research information about different types of bird beaks using the text beaks. Awesome. So let's take a look at our orange box. Describe a woodpecker's beak. How does it help us survive? So I am actually going to look at my notes that I wrote down from yesterday. It says a woodpecker. A woodpecker's beak. Let's see if I can pull up to the page. Woodpecker. A woodpecker's beak is sturdy and strong. It helps the bird survive by pounding holes in the trees for food. You guys remember that? Yeah. Now let's take a look at this blue box. Describe a spoonbill's beak. How does it help it survive? So we read about the spoonbills yesterday. Let's take a look at the spoonbills. A swishing beak. We have a swishing beak, right? Describe how a spoonbill's beak, or describe a spoonbill's beak. How does it help it survive? A spoonbill's beak is flat and paddle-shaped. It helps the bird survive by stirring mud to find food, right? We learned about that yesterday. Awesome. All right, let's take a look at this word pouch. Can you guys say pouch? Say pouch. Whisper pouch. Say it like a robot. Pouch. All right, so pouch. A pouch is a sturdy bag or sack of any size that is used to carry things. So think about some pouches maybe that you've seen before. Think about a bird that may have a pouch. All right, let's take a look at this whole page. So it looks like we're going to be dealing with pages 14, 15, and 16. So 14, we have the heron. 15, we have the pelican. And 16, we have the crossbill. 14, 15, and 16. So let's take a look at this green, let's take a look at the green bubble. It says, what do the headings describe? All right, so 14 says a stabbing beak. So what does that title describe? A beak that stabs. Page 15, a plunging beak. What do you think that beak does? Plunges. And page 16 says a prying beak. What do you think what do you think we're talking about? A beak that pries something open. All right, let's take a look at that blue cloud. What sounds do these birds make? So I've attached some videos, make sure you watch them beforehand. And this orange cloud. Has anyone in your family had experiences with these birds? So I attached some videos. I'd like you to watch them. And have you ever seen those birds? Has anybody in your family seen those birds? Whoever you're with, make sure to ask them. All right, so we're gonna do something similar what we did yesterday. So you guys can see, it says, how do birds use their beaks to survive? So there's an example of the bird. It says name and picture of the bird, but we're just gonna do the name. Describe the beak, and there's a sentence frame right here. The beak is, and then how does this beak help the bird survive? And then it starts the sentence out with the beak. So I went ahead and created this. So page 14, we're gonna be dealing with a heron. So a heron, I'm gonna read it to you again. Herons. A heron also wades, but it hunts differently than a spoonbill. A heron walks slowly through the shallows, pausing frequently to study the water. When it sees the fish or other animal, the heron quickly stabs its beak into the water and seizes its prey between its bills. Herons are strong birds and can catch and swallow surprisingly large fish and other animals. So describe the beak. That's right, it's a stabbing beak. And how does this beak help the heron survive? The beak stabs into water and seizes its prey between its bills. If you guys watch the videos, you can see it. I looked at that and I was like, oh, that poor fish. It happens, it's nature. All right, next bird is the pelican. So, a plunging beak, pelicans. A pelican fishing is one of nature's most thrilling spectacles. When a pelican spots a fish, the bird folds its wings and dives straight down at speeds of up to 40 miles per hour. As the pelican crashes open-mouthed into the water, the pouch on its lower bill puffs out to net its prey. After the water drains from the pouch, the pelicans swallow the meal, but only if a sneaky seagull doesn't try to steal it first. I saw in that video that I posted, there's some seagulls. They are not baby pelicans, they are seagulls trying to steal some food. So describe the beak. It was a plunging beak. It's a huge beak too, if you guys saw in that video. And how does this beak help the bird survive? The beak crashes open-mouthed into water. Open-mouthed into water to collect the fish. All right, next bird, the crossbill. We have the crossbill. So the crossbill, let's actually read it first. A prying beak. A crossbill looks like it would starve to death with its screwball beak. However, the cross tips of its beak allow the bird to pry apart the scales of pine cones and other cones. This exposes the cone seeds, which the crossbill laps up with its sticky tongue. Despite the strange beaks, crossbills also eat fruit, insects, and seeds of other plants. So, what does the beak look like? It's a prying beak. And how does this beak help the bird survive? It can pry apart the scales of a pine cone. And I attached a video, so hopefully you guys watched it so you can see the crossbill opening up those pine cones. All right, next learning target. I can explain the purpose of a spoonbill's beak using pictures and words. All right, so let me move my little face. Says, I can explain the purpose of a spoonbill's beak using pictures and words. What shape is the beak? What shape? Let's go back to that spoonbill page. Spoonbill, a swishing beak. Ooh, spoonbills have flat paddle-shaped beaks. So what shape is it? Flat paddled. All right, so we are going to be using our composition notebook today. So open up to your next page, whichever page you. Oh, people are riding their bike outside of my house. How fun. Maybe I'll go for a bike right after I record this video. So let's take a look. I'm gonna have to move my picture once more. All right, so open up to you're gonna open up your composition notebook, and we don't have this page, and I don't want you to have to print it. All we have to do is basically draw it. We're gonna write a sentence and we're gonna draw it in our composition notebook. So open up to your next blank page in your composition notebook. Mine is going to be on the left-hand side. So let's just take a look at this. It says bird research notebook. Spoonbill beak. Add a detailed spoon beak to the silhouette below. So we're going to draw the spoonbill, and then we're going to answer the question. What is the purpose of the beak? What is the purpose of the beak? So we're going to use the sentence stem. I'm actually going to exit out of this. I'm going to come back up here. We're going to stop sharing this screen, but I'm going to share my iTivo screen. So, all right, you should be able to see my composition notebook. So we're actually going to use the sentence frame. Some birds have, what do they have? I'm gonna skip lines too. So I'm gonna skip this line. Some birds have, and I'm gonna leave some space, beaks, comma, fanboy, remember, or and nor, but, hold on, fan boy. Let's see, or and nor, but, or yet so. So there's a so, we need a comma, so they can do what? What can they do? What can they do? I'm gonna leave myself some room. Some birds have, blank beaks, so they can blink. Some birds have blank beaks, so they can blink. So let's think back to our spoonbills. What shape of beaks do they have? Flat and round. Flat, actually, they say flat, comma, paddle, like beaks. Some birds have flat paddle. Oh, I'm actually gonna put shaped. Some birds have flat paddle shaped beaks. That makes sense, right? Some birds have flat paddle-shaped beaks, comma. So they can what? So they can, remember, stir mud to find food. So I guess I didn't need all of this. I didn't need all of it. That's all right. All right, some birds have flat paddle-shaped beaks so they can stir mud to find food. So if you watch the video, you guys should have been able to read that. So a swishing beak, spoonbills. Spoonbills have flat paddle-shaped beaks to find food. Spoonbills wade, remember they walk, wade means walk, into shallow water and swish their open beaks back and forth. At the same time, the birds use their feet to stir up mud and the animals in it. Like skimmers, they hunt by touch, snapping their beaks closed on insects, fish, and other prey. Hunting in groups probably helps spoonbills stir up more food than hunting alone. So, some birds have flat paddle-shaped beaks so they can stir mud to find food. Good job, guys. Pause the video in between whenever. You can always rewind it. You can stop. Now, we are going to go on to drawing that spoonbill. So I'm actually going to make this a little bit smaller so that way I can kind of see that page. Let's see. I think you're only seeing my document camera, but on my screen I can kind of see the spoonbill page. All right, so wherever you have room, we're gonna draw a little head and a body. You guys are gonna be expert drawers on birds by the time we're done with this. And then I'm just gonna give them some legs. And we're gonna go up. So now we need to draw that that flat paddle-shaped beak. So if you want, pause it. That way you can use that as your drawing. So I'm gonna come right here and look for a little eyeball too. And it's flat and it's paddle-shaped. Awesome. So we have our sentence. Let me lift this up. We have our sentence. Oh, yes, and I'm going to put EL. Today is the second Aiden's birthday. Woo! Yeah, nothing you're older, nothing you're wiser. So EL, and it is April the 2nd, Thursday. Some birds have flat paddle-shaped beaks so they can stir mud to find food. Yeah, so their beaks, every single bird beak is designed to help them. All right, that's it for today. We are going to be, hopefully you've done all of these videos and the whole website before 4 o'clock. So if so, this is your last video. That means that we're gonna be on our Zoom conference call at 4 o'clock today. Friends, 4 o'clock for Aiden's birthday, okay? I hope to see everybody there.